Ever wonder why you still feel fatigue or foggy despite even eating clean? Could it actually be the hidden heavy metals and toxins that are sabotaging your health? So, in this episode, I brought in Dr. Wendy Myers to break down how it's actually key minerals and targeted detox protocols can help flush these toxins from your system and revitalize your health. Let's dive into it with her. All right, Wendy, we're here. Thank you so much for joining me today on the TPE Blueprint.
Yeah,
How are
thanks for
you?
having me.
Yeah. Well, you have a little obviously a lot of background on detoxification, but my co-host, however we want to call him, Dr. Paul Savage. I know he's been on your show, so you guys have had some exchange. How has that gone? Because I know you guys both approach detoxification and this whole thing of toxins in similar ways, but different approaches.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, I kind of do the long, slow road to China approach, and he just rips everything out with the plasma exchange. I'm like, let's
right.
do this real slow and agonizing.
Yeah,
But not everyone can afford the plasma exchange, so
right.
but there's a lot of things we can talk about today that you can do to facilitate detoxification, your body's natural ability to detox. That I've been talking about this for 15 years and really still very passionate about the subject. I love that there's so many more people talking about this
No kidding.
because it's super important because toxins are largely they're pretty much almost 100% missed by your conventional doctor as an underlying root cause of your symptoms. And so I really am passionate about helping people connect the dots between toxicity and their symptoms and their health and how to detox.
What got you into this whole thing 15 years ago, you said
Yeah.
about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like a lot of people. I was on my health journey. I just had a baby and was really struggling with my weight, with anger, which I never had before. I mean, I'm
Mm.
talking rage, and it was
After
just
having your first one?
yeah, and it was
Yeah.
just I just couldn't lose weight. I wasn't sleeping, and this is like a year after it wasn't. I was super
Hmm.
brain fogged and just something was wrong. And so I went to my functional medical doctor. I'm like, just test everything, figure out what is wrong with me. And they said, oh, all my hormone levels are the level of a menopausal woman. I was 37 at the time, and I'm 52 today.
Hmm.
But I didn't want to do the hormones at that time. I just thought, well, isn't that for a menopausal woman? I mean, I'm 37
Yeah.
and I'm very healthy, or so I thought. And so I just decided to go on Dr. Google, what causes low hormones. And I found a website that said that heavy metals and toxins can contribute to low hormones. And I thought, wow, I'd never really thought about that.
Yeah.
And but I read about lead being a problem and mercury being a problem, but I didn't think it applied to me because
Mm.
I was so healthy and I lived such a healthy lifestyle. I ate all organic food, blah blah blah.
Sure.
I just started a detox program based on a hair mineral analysis, and I just started feeling a lot better, taking tons and tons of minerals. That was part of the program, and really it just began from there. I started doing coffee enemas, infrared
Hmm.
saunas, and all that on a regular basis, and just got so passionate about it. I started my website helping educate other people about toxins and helping to make those connections as to their symptoms.
The hair analysis. I'm curious about that because we've not talked about that in this show yet, and I want to selfishly know about it. So why that? What did it? Yeah. What did it bring up for you?
Yeah, well, I found out that I had a really high mercury because I was a sushi addict most of my life. And I had really high arsenic because I used to think El Pollo Loco was health food. And actually, conventional chicken's full of arsenic. There's arsenic in the chicken feed and the eggs. And I also, later tests, I found I had a lot of cesium, thallium, uranium,
Mm.
and I had other metal. I had nickel as well. That's found in the partially hydrogenated oils and all the fast food and processed foods. And so I was really surprised by that, and
Mm.
just started on a detox protocol. But I like the hair mineral analysis because it's really easy to do. It's cheap. It gives you like a 3 month average of what your body's excreting into the hair to eliminate it.
Mm.
And so, but urine is very good as well. But there's different metals come out in different ways in the body. Some urine, some Metals come out in the urine, some come out in the hair. And we also see minerals in the hair mineral analysis as well, but it has to be read properly. Many times people have no metals coming out because their body doesn't have the energy or the resources to detox. So some doctors can claim it's not accurate, but you have to just know how to read it. And there's a lot of research, and hair mineral analysis is the mass spectrometry used to look at the heavy metals is used by the sciences. Many sciences around the world use this type of the mass spectrometry that's behind the hair mineral analysis to look at heavy metals. So it's very valid, but like the test that you guys do at MD Lifespan is very comprehensive, and so that's not the typical urine test. The one that you guys do, I did
Right.
that test with you guys where you
I
tested
have as well.
200 different things. That's a
Yeah.
whole other. That was the first time I'd actually seen that test. So
Yeah.
that's going to be incredibly comprehensive. But we know that everybody has chemicals. It's just that's
Hmm.
people have 500 chemicals on average. So that's unavoidable. But what the hair test is a very, accurate and inexpensive test to do that you can base a kind of more of a customized detox protocol around.
Nice. Okay. That's great to know because I know that yeah, it was actually what a few episodes ago, Dr. Savage and I broke down, yeah, essentially all the different types of tests and then even broke down into what my results looked like, which were frightening, but I'm sure everybody's are kind of
Yeah,
like
it's
that,
terrifying. You're like,
unfortunately.
I'm dying.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, so you can talk about yourself or maybe even other folks you work with, but after someone gets their test back or the results and they're interpreted correctly, like what are typically the next steps that you would suggest someone take?
Yeah, so usually universally minerals. So a lot of people supplement with all kinds of different things. The focus needs to be minerals because minerals push out and displace heavy metals in the body. They can do the same jobs. Cadmium can do the same job as zinc. Thallium can do the same job as potassium. Cesium can do the same job as potassium. And so when you're taking lots of minerals, that's going to be a deep detox that you cannot do any other way. You cannot do chelation or the plasma exchange therapy and things like that for you on a deep level. When you flood your body with minerals in the right forms, you're going to do a deep detox. And it can take a year to replete minerals.
Mm.
So this is not something where you're just doing it for 30 days or something. You have to take a lot of magnesium, 5 times your body weight in milligrams per day.
Wow.
That's a
Okay.
lot. So if you weigh 200 pounds, you need 1,000 milligrams a day.
I guess break that down. Like how would that what kind of magnesium, like in what form? I guess how would that work?
Yeah, I take a lot of different forms. I always have bottles around everywhere because I'm taking it all the time. But I take magnesium threonate or magnesium threonate, however you want to pronounce that. I take magnesium glycinate. I take ionic magnesium from Mother Earth Minerals, which is amazing. Also frequency-based minerals, and I also take magnesium malate because
Okay.
different forms do different things in the body.
Hmm.
And
Right.
so I, rotate all of those. And then, zinc is really important as well. That will push out and displace mercury, and other metals as well. And then I also make sure I take potassium. Again, I love the Mother Earth Minerals potassium. You can get that on
Mother Earth.
Amazon. And I also, really important to take selenium because you need that to make thyroid hormones. Almost everyone I test is deficient in selenium. So you
Wow.
need that to push out mercury as well, but more importantly, to make thyroid hormones. And then also super important, just trace minerals. So I put sea salt in all of my water, very heavily salt my food, give you all those trace minerals that you need. So, high
Hmm.
blood pressure is not caused by salt, it's caused by high blood sugar. Sugar is the problem. So you can eat salt with abandon because we're all super deficient in minerals. I also drink seawater. I drink Quinton, which is basically, purified seawater.
Really?
That's,
I've never
yes.
heard of that.
Yeah, so that's super concentrated minerals. Yeah, but you can just the cheapest way to go about it is just any kind of sea salt, not a white sea salt, no, not bleached sea salt. We want just a regular natural sea salt that hasn't been bleached. And you just, you can make a super concentrated solution or just I put maybe an eighth of a teaspoon in a liter of water. And
Okay,
so,
that's
and
good
that's going to
measurement. Yeah.
help you retain the water. It's going to make you more hydrated as well.
Are there any? And I'm blanking on the type I have on my counter out there, but like the electrolyte supplements you can essentially scoop into it. Like, are there any approved ones? I know there's a lot of those that are filled with sugars and all that stuff.
I think
But
they're kind of a waste of money,
yeah,
honestly, because, you can just drink coconut water and you'll get a lot of those minerals, the electrolytes in their natural form.
hmm.
But, a lot of those only have sodium and potassium and magnesium, maybe. I'm not really impressed by that. I want 100 minerals.
Yeah,
And so that's why I put sea salt in my water. You can also, make electrolyte water by just squeezing a lime or a lemon in your water, getting tons of potassium and sodium that way, and then just add sea salt. And that's just 1,000 times better and way cheaper than paying $30 for 30 days of
no
electrolyte
kidding.
water.
It's so true. Yeah,
You
like
know,
those things only they are making a killing off
they're
of.
making a killing. It's
Yeah,
sea
no doubt.
salt, Mother Nature has the answer.
It's
And I
so true.
forgot
So,
another mineral, calcium, super important. That's going to push out and displace lead, which all of us have. So calcium is super important as well.
so what you've been saying, that's a great list of minerals. What magnesium of all sorts, zinc, potassium, selenium, trace minerals, and calcium. I think I got them
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Uh, and you're saying those push out the metals, right? And I'm sure other toxins as well. I'm assuming is that along like the basically the pathways, right? Like the detox pathways that we naturally have in our bodies.
Yes,
Yeah.
because minerals and heavy metals occupy the same enzyme binding sites in the body. So if you don't have enough zinc, say you unfortunately took the American Medical Association's, bogus recommendation to stop eating red meat,
Mm.
then you're going to be probably zinc deficient, and then your body's going to be forced to hold on to cadmium to repair your arteries. And cadmium is very weak and brittle and will build weak, brittle arteries,
Mm.
which you don't want. You want zinc to rebuild your arteries. So that's just one example.
On that topic of things that we probably have followed without thinking because it's been recommended, are there any like just glaring things that you tell your patients or the folks that work with you, like, hey, how about try doing this instead of this thing you've probably done for 30, 40 years?
Yeah, definitely is the whole avoiding sunlight is just preposterous. I fortunately never could listen to that because I always lived in sun-drenched areas. So
Yeah, same.
even if you try to avoid the sun, you can't. You need sunlight to prevent cancer. You know,
Yeah.
you have to have sunlight to make vitamin D. No vitamin D equals cancer, period.
Mm.
So you also need it to charge up your biophotons, which are charge up your mitochondria to make energy. You release all these different immune system components that kill off all kinds of bacteria and fungus and things in your body just by being exposed to sunlight. Hospitals used to have beds on the roof so that,
Wow, really?
and yeah, back in the day when things made sense, to get patients sunlight.
Yeah.
So we need sunlight every single day. So that's a total scam. And so the whole avoiding salt.
Yeah.
I battled with my mother for years about how to control your blood pressure
Uh-huh.
without medication. And so it's interesting how the high blood pressure, the diuretics,
Yep.
are actually salts. So they tell you not to eat salt, but yet they want to prescribe you a prescription salt.
Uh-huh.
And if you have a high blood pressure issue or it's too high, the first thing they do is give you a 9,000 milligram bag of saline,
Right.
salt.
Yep.
And if you're having a heart attack or salt,
Jeez.
everyone in the hospital, salt, because everyone is deficient in salt. So why don't you just avoid all of that and just eat salt? Because your body needs it. Your body doesn't work. Minerals are the spark plugs of the body. Your body doesn't work without minerals. Your detoxification pathways don't work without minerals, especially magnesium.
Mm,
So all you got to do, the name of the game, when you're taking supplements and you're buying supplements, you don't need antioxidants necessarily. You focus on the basics. Your body won't work without minerals properly.
mm,
So I plead with people to focus on that, and you're going to solve a whole lot of other problems.
yeah.
Don't blame salt for what sugar caused. The bigger issue is people eating too much sugar and carbohydrates. And when your blood sugar goes up, so does your blood pressure as well. So does your cortisol, so does your stress. And the sugar is really what's causing most people's health issues, their high cholesterol and all the other the all the other things. But toxins
Yeah.
are really a big underlying root cause of all these body systems and the diabetes and all these things going haywire as well.
Yeah. Well, that's just add salt, y'all, because it makes your food taste better anyway.
Yeah,
And just
it
like
tastes better anyways. Yeah.
I love salt, so this is all great news. Uh, so I'm sure I'm still deficient like everyone else, though. Um, what other? I'm just thinking of like what other avoidance things do you like? Maybe in terms of toxins, are there things that you just know are just laden with toxins that you think, okay, absolutely avoid those. Maybe they're just so common in our households. Maybe talking diets, but also maybe even lifestyle around what we're always in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, a big thing is fragrance and the fragrances that are in the air fresheners, the candles, the perfumes, in the clothes, in the cosmetics, in the laundry detergents, and all that stuff.
Hmm.
And those are full of phthalates. So phthalates keep the scent and the color in your sheets, in your hair, in your clothes, in your underwear, unfortunately. And so all of those are going to destroy your hormones, your fertility. And so they're really one of the most insidious, toxins out there. So you really got to make sure you get laundry detergent and use, essential oils.
Mm.
If you want to scent the ones you buy, and they're organic, so they're not synthetic, and just avoid perfumes like the plague. They're
Hmm.
really like smoke, secondhand smoke.
Yeah, no, it seems that way. And it's like essential oils, they're packed with so much scent. So just
Yeah,
get a bunch of those. The
yeah,
good ones.
After this whole journey, what I really learned here is like there are a lot of health conscious people. I think I'm considering myself one as well. Uh, but no, there's a lot of things. No matter what you do, how much you pay attention to it, how much you avoid it, and sometimes it just got in. And I think TPE gave me a good opportunity to restart my body again.
Yeah, that's great because I mean, Dr. Savage said what inside your house just alone, I think it's something like 5,000 or 500 times more toxic inside just because of just the sheer amount of stuff around you.
yeah. I have air filters in every room. I have
Mm.
Jasper air filters, and they're unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they actually improve your sleep. They did a study with Aura Rings and found that filtering your air improves your sleep,
Hmm.
which is really interesting because it's just another stressor your body's not dealing with.
Yeah, yeah. I have
You
a
know.
great air filter right in mine too. Yeah, bedroom. It's right next to me, and I love it.
Yeah,
It
I think the other toxin is seed oils. I think
seed oils.
industrial seed oils that everything is cooked in all the restaurants, all the fast food, or everything's fried in it. Um, all that's extremely toxic to your system as well. Not only for the toxins in it, but just disrupts your cell membranes and gets inserted into your brain instead of healthy fats and takes 2 years to do that oil exchange.
Mm.
Once you stop eating seed oils, which is really impossible unless you eat all your food at home, those seed oils really do, you know, uh, a bad number on your metabolism, on your brain health. They infiltrate into your cell membranes, so your cells' metabolism doesn't work as well for
Mm.
getting toxins out and nutrients in. And the seed oils are really, really insidious and really contribute a lot to many different health conditions.
What's the? I think you kind of led to it, but like, what is the process for? those of us who, I mean, it's everyone, anyone like eating out, like you said, but even most salad dressings and all the stuff that we buy, probably without thinking, have seed oils in there. Like, what do we do about that?
If you go to a restaurant, if you have a salad dressing, just ask for olive oil and vinegar. That's the bring your own salad dressing.
Yeah, yeah,
It's kind of
because
defeats the purpose of eating out.
yeah.
But yeah, it's just about being really vigilant. And there's a really good app called Seed Oil Scout, and
Hmm.
they have all the different restaurants that don't use seed oils. And there's places like Buffalo Wild Bill's, like if you like chicken wings and boneless chicken wings, they fry in tallow. And so there's a
Wow.
lot more restaurants following this trend to eliminate seed oils from their menus. And so, yeah, so there's workarounds. You still don't shouldn't be eating fried food, but it's better to be fried in tallow than the polyunsaturated seed oils.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever heard of a restaurant frying in tallow, but when I find that restaurant, at least here in San Diego, I'm going to be living there uh, and recommending it everywhere. I'm curious on so therapeutic plasma exchange, because like we talked about how Dr. Savage, it's kind of funny, like the way you put it is like he just goes straight for it and like pulls those toxins out. You kind of, take the long road, but there's approaches to everything. I guess, do you see them playing together and those two procedures? I guess, like, how do you think about that?
Even if you do plasma exchange therapy, you still have to take care of your body.
Hmm.
So you still have to take minerals. You still have to take care of your liver. You still want to do detox protocols on a regular basis, like maybe infrared sauna, copy enemas, liver flushes, things like that. I love ionic foot baths as well. If you have the right one, most of them are garbage, but if you have the right brand,
Is
then
there a
those are,
brand you recommend?
yeah, I like the healthandmed.com or the Ion Cleanse by a majordifference.com. So those are two really good ones. Yeah, and so you still need to take care of yourself, because that's going to go a long way towards improving your health. You can't just once a month do plasma exchange.
Hmm.
But I think it's great because it's cost can be cost prohibitive for most
Right.
people. But if you're very, very ill, or you just you feel like your health's on a bad trajectory and you just want to get everything out of your body, you can do that with plasma exchange therapy and you can recover very, very quickly, because we know that most of people's health issues, the dementia, the Parkinson's, the diabetes, the heart disease, heart attacks, and all that stuff is caused by toxins primarily. I mean, it's estimated that 17% of all cause mortality is caused by lead.
Jeez. It's 17. Wow. Wow.
One third of fetal heart attacks is caused by lead. That's
Hmm.
just one metal. And
Wow.
so add to that all the other metals and thousands of toxins. I mean, it's no wonder we are so sick. So with plasma exchange therapy, you're able to go in and just maybe 3 to 5 sessions,
Hmm.
get rid of most of that stuff, and then you can see kind of what symptoms are left over that you need to address.
No, that's perfect, and that's how. There's some other studies. What was it, Dr. Ed Lee? He's one of the founding members of MD Lifespan, where you clean the blood, but then you're kind of cleaning the slate for all the other stuff that you really should be adding on or continuing to do for your body.
Yeah, you
And
want to maintain your clean, healthy body
that's right.
after doing that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about liver health, because you've mentioned it a few times. What do we got to know about that? And then also, what do you do to make sure that it's on the up and up?
Yes. Well, when you look at the stats, 1 in 4 people in the US have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So
Wow.
about 100 million people in the US alone have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So if you're
Hmm.
overweight, you probably have some measure or level of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Because if you're fat, so is your liver. Okay. If you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, you have fatty liver. And if you drink alcohol on a regular basis, probably have fatty liver. So we need to want to take care of your liver, reduce carbohydrates. You don't have to eliminate them completely, and I always have a continuous glucose monitor on,
Hmm.
and you can get it from Stilo. It's about $40, $45 a month. to do that. No, I'm sorry, it's $90 a month. And so you can
Okay.
connect it to an app and check your glucose, see what foods are bothering you, see if you keep waking up all night, every night because your blood sugar is too high. And so it's really important to get a handle on that and then act on that information. It's easier to track things and make changes based on that data.
Yeah.
And so chances are your liver is toast. Okay, chances are your liver's not doing so good. You're choking down seed oils all the time and alcohol and too much sugar and blah, blah, blah. So how to care for your liver supportive foods.
Mm.
The top ones are egg yolks. Interestingly enough, it's got choline in it. You
Okay.
want pastured egg yolks. You don't want some garbage 2.99 eggs.
Yeah.
You need to have pastured organic eggs, so you have that nutrition in them. You want broccoli sprouts are
Mm.
amazing, or broccoli sprout powder. You want to take garlic and onions, and then cruciferous vegetables.
Mm.
So those are great and ginger as well. So those are great. I drink ginger kombucha, put ginger in stir fries and things like that.
Yeah.
So those are liver supportive foods. And then coffee enemas are also amazing, though people just love coffee enemas. They're just, can't wait to do those, especially you guys.
Right.
But they're really a great way to kind of mechanically kind of wring out your liver like a sponge
Yeah.
and irritate it so that it makes glutathione, your body's master antioxidant, and it really helps to purge the liver. So the liver it helps it to do its job better, and you feel amazing afterwards. So maybe not during, but you
Really?
feel
Okay.
fantastic afterwards. You feel like $1,000,000. And so
Mm-hmm.
really important for people whose livers are struggling. And liver flushes, maybe once or twice a year to get rid of debris in the liver, stones in the liver, gallstones as well. And so I love I like Zen Cleanse. They have
Zen
a
cleanse. Okay.
zencleanse.com. They have an amazing enzymatic liver flush that's going to be more effective than like a typical like Andreas Moritz liver flush. You can find out the formula online. I
Yeah.
have a liver flush on my website as well, on myersdetox.com. But I
Cool.
really like the Zen Cleanse liver flush. I do that on a regular basis.
Got it. Yeah. I was wondering. I was like, okay. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know enough about any of this stuff. So
Yes, I love my liver because
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's just unfortunate. A lot of people really don't realize how much their health suffers because they just don't realize what they're doing to their liver or how to care for it. So I really focus a lot on that.
Are there any? I'm thinking of like symptoms, some obvious symptoms, maybe on the focused on liver, like just like, hey, yeah, you probably should look it out because you're feeling this way, and maybe just other symptoms in general of pretty common things, toxin related that we've talked about.
It's tough because these symptoms can be from anything. I mean, you can
Mm.
have frequent nausea. You get nauseated pretty easily, brain fog, hormonal issues, thyroid issues, because your liver metabolizes all the different hormones and converts hormones like your thyroid hormones or the active form of the thyroid hormone. So if you've got thyroid issues, if you've got hormonal issues, hormonal imbalance issues, especially estrogen, probably liver issues. If you have, trouble with fats, you eat a big fatty meal, you're trying keto and you just
Mm.
feel horrible after you eat a big fatty meal or nauseous, sign your liver's not making enough bile to digest those fats. If you've got blood sugar issues, if you're diabetic, pre-diabetic, you've got liver issues as well. So there's a lot of symptoms, but those are probably the most common.
Yeah, those are pretty big ones, I would say. And I'm thinking of other. Are there other symptoms that you see that are just? I mean, you said like brain fog. That's a pretty common one. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say. But any others where it'd be like a trigger to you, be like, whoa, you should probably really like start thinking about overall just detoxing. Do the hair sample, all that.
Really fatigue is a big one. I mean, everyone wants more energy. A lot of us feel tired. But the mitochondria are not just energy producers in our body, they're also environmental sensors. So if you have too many toxins in your body, if you have infections in your body, parasites and things like that, or whatever's going on with you, the mitochondria, it's called the cell danger response. It'll power down the mitochondria. It will reduce energy production to not feed pathogens, just for various reasons. If you have too many toxins in your body. And so fatigue is a very common sign of toxicity, but also a lot, like almost any type of chemical or metal can get into that Krebs cycle that's going on inside the mitochondria to make your energy or your ATP. And those toxins get in and they break it. So they interfere in the energy production, and the toxins also poison enzymes that transport nutrients into your mitochondria. So they're screwing up this whole system in several different ways. So fatigue is probably one of the first signs that and it's your body's cry for help. It's saying, hey, something's wrong here and you need to pay attention to it. And so a lot of people just kind of think, oh, I'm just getting older, and not that's a bunch of nonsense, because there's a lot of hunter gatherers out there in their 60s and 70s still hunting, don't have cancer, don't have heart disease, don't have diabetes, et cetera, et cetera. They're still functioning at peak performance
Yeah.
because they don't have these toxins. They're not exposed to them, and they have a healthy diet, a natural diet we've evolved over millions of years to eat. So that's not you. Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, no matter
Yeah.
how keto and paleo you are. So, so all these toxins are breaking down our ability to regulate blood sugar, for our cognition, our brain to work, and our energy production as well.
Got it. Yeah. I mean, jeez. Yeah. If you think about like folks like that who are living in the wild, or at least away from all the, I don't know, I would say a lot of the Western ways of living is just in offices or not outside in the sun, not getting air,
Yeah, they're
food. I
doing
mean,
great.
I know. I mean, like, and I hate to end it this way, but I'm like, is there like, what's there to look forward to in terms of like, I guess when you look into the future, I don't know, 5 years or something. Obviously, we're living in a super toxic world, but at the same time, it's being a lot more talked about now. Like, do you see advancements or things that on the horizon that you're looking forward to, or just things you're kind of keeping your eye on that you can think about?
Yeah, I mean, for detoxification, I mean, there's definitely conventional detoxification I've talked about, but I actually do a lot of bioenergetic detoxification, where I have different types of software here. I have a Spooky 2 Rife. You can do Zyto. I do Ness Health. You can do Dr. Lee Cowden's laser detox, where you scan your body for all the different toxins and you can detox bioenergetically. So it's almost like a med bed concept, where because everything has a frequency that can be measured. So you can do different types of very sophisticated software like Zyto, or other ones that have been around for decades, over 30 years. And you can detect the frequency of the toxins, and then you can also remove them with frequencies. And
Wow.
so I run a program on my Spooky 2 Rife, where it's called detox maintenance. And so it optimizes your detox organs to facilitate removal of toxins. So it's optimizing those. And there's another program called just Detox. It's an 11-day detox, where it cleanses your blood, cleanses your lymphatics, cleanses your liver, does a parasite cleanse, a metal cleanse, a chemical cleanse. And so it's doing that bioenergetically. And so that's really where things are going to be going to the future, and what I think is super exciting. And I've been using my Spooky 2 for probably 6 years now. And I got it mainly because you can kill any parasite, any fungus, any virus. It has 65,000 programs in it. And so you do a
Jeez.
scan, and it's always accurate. It always picks up exactly what's going on with me. It's really crazy. It's spooky.
Wow. It's spooky. Yeah, it
It's
lives up to the
spooky.
name.
Yeah, and the name is very fitting.
Yeah.
And they're only like 3 grand. I mean,
Not
it's
bad.
pretty
Wow.
minimal investment, and there's a big community around it. And so my 78-year-old mother uses one. I was talking to her today, and she was asking me questions about it. So she uses one. My brother has one. He uses it in his clinic.
Uh-huh.
in northern Texas. And so, yeah, we're kind of a spooky family.
That's
And
awesome.
but there's about 100,000 users around the world that use this, and it's just it's really amazing technology. And so the med beds are here already.
Yeah.
So there's for me the what I mainly do for my health is bioenergetic, doing different scans and sending frequencies to my body to fix whatever's going on with me. And so that's the future of medicine and detox.
I think that's huge, and that's a whole nother thing. I'll have to do some research. Maybe we'll have you back
That's a
on
whole
just
other
to,
podcast.
exactly. I'm like, you just
Yeah.
opened up a whole nother thread there, Wendy.
Yeah.
Well, definitely go check out what Wendy's up to. MyersDetox.com. That's what you can find the podcast, a lot of the resources. Anything else specific that people should go check out there at the website or anywhere else?
Yeah, I have a podcast about detox I've done for 12 years now. We have
Nice.
600 episodes. I don't really know how that happened. But yeah, so that's the Myers Detox podcast. You can find that anywhere and on social media at Myers Detox everywhere.
Cool. Well, Wendy, appreciate you so much, and I learned a ton. Got a lot of things to research now myself. So we'll hopefully do it again pretty soon, and we'll go
Yeah, well,
down
thanks for having me.
the other angle. All right. Thanks.